Hello all, welcome to Simplified Bio by Sindhu. This is your Sindheswar biology teacher. So in this video, let us learn about the biology 10th standard first chapter life processes. So before going to that, if you are new to our channels, please do subscribe and hit the bell icon to receive the notification, and also share and like and comment if you like my teaching. Okay, so let us move on to our session. So life process. Okay, so when you are looking to outside, so you will find different things, right? So either it may be living or non-living things, isn't it? So living things and non-living things. So if you observe living things, and how do you identify that they are living? How do you identify that all these are living things? So based on certain characters, isn't it? So what are those characters? They may be breathing, isn't it? So they will be breathing continuously, and so heartbeat. Okay, so next, apart from that, movement, they will show movement. Certain organisms they may not show movement, so, but still, so by observing movement we can say that. Okay, and apart from that, they will also show what you can say that consciousness. That means stimulus to respond, isn't it? So these are all the characteristics so which living organism exhibit, isn't it? So to exhibit all these things or to have all these characters, okay, so we require some processes which are taking place inside, right? So those processes only we will call life process. So let us see what is the definition of life process. So life processes, so these are the processes which helps the living organism to sustain their life. Okay, so these are the, what are the life processes? So these are the processes so which helps them living organisms to sustain their, so without which they cannot able to live. For example, if you take any one life process like nutrition, okay, we have different types of life process. So if you list, so the first comes nutrition. So nutrition is nothing but, so how you intake the food material and how it is going to be utilized in our body. Okay, so do all the organisms have same kind of nutrition? No. So we people depends on plants, and plants they prepare their own food, and fungus they depends on dead and decaying organic matter, isn't it? So the different organisms depends on different kind of nutrition that we will discuss in next. Okay, complete nutrition. So let us go to the next one, that is respiration. So where respiration play an important role to sustain the life of an organism. Okay, so respiration is nothing but getting an energy by using what you will call glucose and oxygen, isn't it? So the third one, transportation. So transportation is also one of the very important life process which is taking place in our body, in plants body, and even in animals body. Okay, without which, see, you have taken oxygen. Oxygen is very much important for what do you call that, respiration. Okay, to get energy, isn't it? As we are talking about here. So the oxygen is very much important for the respiration. Who will carry that oxygen? Okay, and even when you are talking about the transportation, see, you'll be having nitrogenous waste, how it will be carried from one part to another part. That and all comes under transportation. So the next one is excretion. Excretion is nothing but expelling out or throwing out the waste material. What kind of waste? Whatever the metabolic waste which is produced in our body by these processes are called as excretion. Okay, let us discuss one by one in detail. Okay, so let's start with the nutrition first. Take a notebook and make a note of it, so it will be helpful for your exam. So I'll be explaining in a very simple way. Okay, so let us talk about nutrition first. So what is this nutrition refers to? What do you mean by nutrition? You think yourself. Okay, so nutrition is nothing but, as I already told, the mode of intake of food, the mode of intake of food and its utilization by the body is called. Okay, so nutrition is nothing but the mode of intake of food and its utilization by the body is called as nutrition. So if you see how you are going to take the food material and how it will be utilized. Okay, what happens to your food? Okay, what are all the actions happen to your food material? Then where it goes, how it will be utilized. All these things comes under nutrition. Okay. Okay, so under this, so we have different kinds of nutrition. The first one is autotrophic nutrition. So what do you mean by this autotrophic nutrition? What do you mean by autotrophic nutrition? So usually auto means self. Okay, tropes means nourishes. Nourishment or nourishes. Okay, so the organism which nourishes themselves, okay, which prepare their own food, and the mode of nutrition in which the organism prepare their own food is called as autotrophic nutrition. So let us write the definition. The mode of, here, right? The mode of nutrition in which the organisms synthesize their own food is called as autotrophic nutrition, isn't it? So here the organisms which prepare their own food by using some raw materials that we will discuss in nutrition. So we're coming to autotrophic nutrition. So here just definition I'm giving. So the mode of nutrition in which the organisms synthesize their own food is called as autotrophic autotrophic nutrition. So example for this autotrophic nutrition. So children, here what you have to focus is, definitely they will not ask what is autotrophic nutrition, because it is very simple question, everyone will answer. So that what they will do, so they will ask the difference between autotrophic nutrition and heterotrophic nutrition, or the difference between heterotrophic nutrition as well as parasite. Parasite is also one of the heterotrophic mode only, but still the exact differences they will ask. Okay. Example, all green plant and some bacteria and even some protozoans also can synthesize their own food, but still, so if you remember all green plants, it is more than enough for your class. So let us talk about the next type of nutrition, that is heterotrophic nutrition. Heterotrophic nutrition. So what do you mean by heterotrophic nutrition? So this is also the mode of nutrition in which the organisms depends on other organisms for their food or for their nourishment, are called as heterotrophic nutrition. Okay, so under heterotrophic nutrition, again, so you will be having different categories. So let us talk about the next is parasitic nutrition. So in this parasitic nutrition, so as I told, it is comes under heterotrophic mode of nutrition only, because it depending on other. So here hetero means different, troph means nourishment. So the different, that depends on different organisms for nourishment, for their nourishment. So when you are talking about parasitic mode of nutrition, the organism lives in host body and get its nourishment. And gets it nourishment. Okay, so example, so the lice which we have in our head and leech. Example, lice, leech, and you can give roundworm. And also when you are talking about the plants, cuscuta, so which you can call it as amarben. Okay, so and also you can give the example of rafflesia. So these are the examples for parasitic mode of nutrition, and these are the examples for parasites. So where they will live? They live on host. What do you mean by host then? So you should know what is host. Okay, so hope you are noting. Hope you are noting. So you are writing. So please do make a notes. So it will be definitely helpful. All I am giving in a simple language only. So host. So you should know host. What is host? Host is nothing but the organism which provide food and shelter parasite. Okay, so the organism which provides food and shelter to the other organisms. Okay, so that kind of organisms you will call it as host. Okay, example human beings and some huge trees. If you observe, you will be finding different huge trees on which some plants are growing. Okay, through the hostoria. So if you think this is the host plant, think this is the host plant, and which by sending the hostoria into the plant, hostoria is nothing but the roots. So here we cannot say, as it is the lower organism, we cannot say these are called as hostoria. So through which they will get the nourishment, and this is host plant and this is parasite. Okay, through the hostoria, so they will get the nourishment. So why? Because there will be no chlorophyll in them. So because of the lack of chlorophyll, so these are the plants. If you take cuscuta, it is a plant. So what is happening in cuscuta? There is no chlorophyll. Okay, there is no chlorophyll, hence they cannot able to synthesize their food. So it should depend on other for its nourishment. So what it will do? So through the hostoria, it will penetrate into the plant body and it gets the nourishment. Understood? And even if you take lice in our head, lice, so what it will do? So it will suck the blood. Okay, and whatever the nutrients which are present in our blood, it will be taken up by the lice and it will be used for its maintenance of function. So such organisms are called parasite, and the one which is providing food as well as shelter, the one which is providing food as well as shelter to the parasite are called as host. Hope it is clear for everyone. So let us move on to the next. That is, this is not a kind of mode of nutrition. It is just a part of nutrition like parasitic nutrition. So parasites always depends on host. So the last one, saprotrophic nutrition or saprophytic nutrition. So what do you mean by this heterotropic nutrition? So the mode of nutrition. See children, whenever you are writing, you should start with it is a mode. It is a mode of nutrition in which the organisms obtain their nourishment or nutrients from the dead and decaying matter, organic matter. Okay, so what is saprophytic nutrition? The mode of nutrition in which the organisms obtain their nutrients from dead and decaying organic matter. So if you take rotten wood, so on that you will find the fungi is growing. Okay, so you take one piece of bread and sprinkle some water on it and keep it aside for 3 to 4 days. What is going to be happen? You are going to find some fungus on that. Okay, so usually we will call it as boost, right? So some fungus will started to growing in that. So here the fungus is saprophytes, and whatever the bread piece you have provided, that will act as a dead and decaying organic matter. The dead and bread piece consists of what you can call nutrients which are required for the growth and development of the fungus. Okay, so by this you will be knowing what are the examples for this. So example, if you take for saprotrophs, so the first example like fungi. Okay, so fungi in that rhizopus, nucleus. Okay, so still many mushroom. So these are all the examples for saprotrophic nutrition. Okay, so hope you are writing. Again and again I am saying that to note it down. So the last one, Holozoic mode of nutrition. In detail we will discuss later about Holozoic nutrition. So you just write down what is Holozoic. Very important for the sake of examination. Holozoic nutrition. The mode of nutrition in which the organisms takes the complex substances and breaks them into simpler one. And breaks them into simpler one. It is a mode of nutrition in which the organisms take the complex material. Okay, so complex substances. What they will do? They will digest them, breaks down into simpler one. Okay, you can take like they will swallow either solid or liquid food substances. The Holozoic nutrients in this, the Holozoic nutrition. In this, the organisms, they will intake liquid or solid food. Okay, so this is about Holozoic nutrition. And this is all about a small introduction, a brief introduction about nutrition. Okay, so in next video, let us talk about nutrition in plants, how exactly the nutrition in plant takes place. So what is the process which is responsible for food making, and all we will discuss in next video. Till then, keep watching, share to your friends, subscribe. Thank you.